home where we have arts and crafts for anyone. This week I have a really fun project to share with you, but the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make sure we're working at a table that is covered and that we have something to cover ourselves so that we don't get messy. Alright, this week's project is really exciting. We have a really fun, special supplies that we're going to use that you actually have to go on a scavenger hunt for. We are going to be using leaves. So all sorts of colorful, big leaves, small leaves, anything you can find outside. You want to make sure these leaves are fresh and that they're not hard and crinkly because that won't work very well for this project. Alright, the other supplies we're going to need. We are going to need some washable markers. We are also going to need some paper. Printer paper works perfect. And then some paper towels and a little bit of water. This week we are going to be doing a leaf print portrait picture. So it's a really fun, awesome project. I can't wait to share with you guys. I hope you have some fun.
Alright, so we have our paper and we also have our leaves. You're going to want leaves of different shapes and sizes so you can have some variety. And then the next thing you're going to need is your markers. You want washable markers so that way you can use water with them and we can make our prints. You also need paper towels and then water, of course. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So you're going to have one piece of paper that you're going to put your leaf on. You're going to want to make sure that the leaf is with the veins side up so you can see the veins. I'm going to just take my markers and I'm just going to fill in different sections. So I took a variety of markers. I took my warm colors. So that's the first colors of the rainbow. And I'm going to take those and I'm just going to kind of fill in all these different sections. And so I have some variety. So we put our leaf on this piece of paper so that way if we put any lines or if our marker goes over the edges, we don't get our nice paper dirty. This way we can kind of protect our table as well. So I'm just going to kind of switch with a few different colors, maybe 2 colors, and then I will switch to a new one. You're going to want to be very careful with your fingers. As you can see, I'm trying not to touch them. As you're coloring in on your leaf with your markers, you'll see that it's very wet. So you're going to want to watch out for your fingers or else your fingers are going to start getting very messy. Alright, so I'm just going to take my finished leaf and I'm going to just flip it over onto my clean sheet of paper and I'm going to start rubbing it so that way all of our marker can kind of make a nice print onto our new sheet of paper. I'm going to do this time without adding any water to see how this works. So we're just kind of experiment. You're going to want to carefully rub your leaf and try to get all of that color onto this new piece of paper. Alright, and we're going to lift it over. We got some nice prints. It didn't print as well, and maybe we'll get a better print next time. So we're going to grab a brand new leaf. Again, make sure the veins are up so that way we can get all of that detail when we print. I'm going to grab some new markers. I decided to go with the rainbow this time, but I'm going to do the same idea. I'm going to color in each little section that's in this leaf. So I'm going to start with the red and I'm just going to start on this one side, color in all the sections, make sure I kind of fill in the space as best as I can. You won't be able to color on the veins of the leaf very well, but that will be really nice so that way when we print it over you'll kind of see the details of the leaf in our print. And of course you're going to make sure you're going to want to watch out for your fingers because your fingers can get really messy because our markers are very wet when we color them onto the leaf. So watch out for your fingers. If you need to take a break and wash your fingers, you can do that anytime. Just pause the video. Alright, so I finished coloring it in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to get it wet or a little damp. And then with my damp paper towel, I'm just going to rub it on my clean sheet of paper in the area that I want to make this print. So did you see I just rubbed it just a little bit, dabbed it a little bit just to wet the area. You can see that it'll get a little darker. I'm going to take my leaf, flip it over, and I'm going to gently rub it, rub all of the area on the leaf. And we should get a very nice print. So that means our markers on the leaf are going to transfer onto this sheet of paper. And since it's wet and we have water-based markers, that should print very nicely. All right, ooh, let's see. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. We are definitely going to use water next time. So you're gonna go ahead and grab a brand new leaf. Grab some new colored markers, whatever colors you want. Alright, and then this time, instead of going in the sections, I decided maybe I'm going to kind of go out in like a circle, almost like a tie-dye sort of pattern. I'm going to switch out the colors as I see fit. Again, making sure I'm very gentle with the leaf. I'm not pressing down too hard. I'm not being too rough with the leaf. We don't want that to break. And I'm also watching out for my fingers so that way my fingers don't get too messy. If you need to pause the video at any time so that way you can catch up, or you want to do your own drawing on your leaf that's something completely different than what I do, go ahead and do that anytime. Alright, and I finished drawing on my leaf, so I'm going to again take my paper towel. Gonna get it damp off again. And then I'm going to find the area that I want to print it on, and I'm going to rub it or dab my damp paper towel. Again, you're going to see your piece of paper get a little darker, get a little wet. I'm going to put my leaf down and I'm going to gently rub it just like all the other times. Press it down and try to get a good print. Try not to break your leaf as you do it. Oh my goodness, I think that one turned out amazing. I really like that pattern. I'm going to do a little experiment. I'm going to see maybe if I can color on the same leaf and still get a nice design at the same time. So I'm going to use the same leaf and maybe just a couple of colors. Instead of doing the same pattern, I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to kind of break this leaf up into kind of fourths. Again, you're going to want to make sure when you draw on your leaves, you want the veins facing upwards. And the way you can feel if your veins are upwards is drag your fingers over it, and if you can feel them, then you know you're on the right side. Alright, and then I finished coloring it in, so I'm going to take my damp paper towel and I'm going to find a new spot, dab that just a little bit so that can get wet. Then I'm going to flip my leaf over and then I'm going to press it down and rub it just a little bit so that way we can get a really nice print. I'm going to be very careful. Alright, oh my goodness, there we go. We got another print. How about we do just one more print? I'm going to work on the same leaf that I started the first time. Since that one didn't print as well, maybe I can do better this time. I'm going to use my cool color, so think of the last 3 colors of the rainbow. I'm going to use those. And I'm going to color it in very similar to the very first time that I colored this in. I'm just going to work in those nice big sections. What I found out is that if you are going to be coloring on a leaf that you already previously worked on, you're going to want to be careful about what colors you put on top of some of the old ones. If you had a dark color on it previously, like a red, you're going to want to put another dark color on top of that, so maybe like a blue. And then those will maybe mix and make a little bit of a purple. But you don't want to have a dark color underneath and then put something really light on top, because that color might transfer and go onto your other marker. If that happens, just scribble that away on a clean sheet of paper. Alright, I'm going to take my damp paper towel and I'm going to dab the area that I want to print this on. I'm going to take my leaf, flip it over, maybe kind of really think about the way I want it to look. Alright, I think I like it that way. I'm going to press down and start rubbing all of the edges, rubbing my leaf down so I can get a really nice print. So when I'm printing, that means I'm transferring the colors from before and I'm pressing that down. Oops, I had a little bit of my leaf rip off, but that's okay. Awesome, and then there's my finished print. I'm going to kind of move everything out of the way. So you can leave your piece of paper just like this, and this can be finished, or if you have some colored paper with you, if you put that as the background, you can kind of create a really nice frame, and you can finish your project that way. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing!
Oh my goodness, this looks amazing! I hope you had a fun time making your project this week. Thank you so much for joining me with Art Me at Home, where we have crafts for everyone. Remember, you can come join me every Wednesday around noon for a new fun art project that you can do at home with your family and friends. And just like your art project, remember to stay perfectly imperfect and artistically fabulous. Bye everyone!